Okay, in this video we're going to talk about playing some more scales. So we're going to learn another major scale shape in addition to the one that we already learned, and then we're also going to learn a pentatonic scale shape that you can use for major or minor chords. So let's review real quick that first major scale shape that we learned, and there's a whole video on it in the last unit. If you haven't checked that out yet, I would do that before checking this video out. So that major scale shape on paper, it looks like this here. You've got Ionian, major 7, first mode of major. This is a major scale. There's a bunch of different names of it. There's 3 of them right there. But this is just your basic major scale, and it's kind of the scale that all music theory is based off of. So, really important one to learn. But the major scale, like there's, I think 5 or 6 really useful different shapes for it. Probably learn the rest of them in the next unit. But anyways, so here's the first mode of major, right? You got your root on the 6th string, and it goes 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. Let me play that for you just to review this real quick. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one because there's a whole video on it in the last unit. But we got 2, 4. Oh, and I'm going root on C. Let's move to G. So find G, go E, F, F sharp, G. There you go. And let's play a G major scale. 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2. Kind of trying to focus on singing a little too hard. And then 2, 1, 4, 2. Right, just follow the same pattern down. So this next one we're going to learn, it looks like this. And just like how we learned power chords with the root on the 6th and the 5th, this is a major scale with the root on the 5th, right? So let's just go in second position, which means your first finger's on the 2nd fret and you've got these 4 frets, right? Now this one uses a little bit of position playing, which I think we talked about before, but just to review the basic rules for that, in position playing, you're on a block of 4, each finger belongs to a fret. Your pinky going up in tone, so low, higher, higher, right? Your pinky can stretch 1 fret that way, and to go lower, your first finger can stretch 1 fret this way, right? But these middle 2, are always going to stay on those 2 frets in your block of 4. All right, so let's check this one out. You see the root in red is on the 5th string, and right now it's on C in this example. And we're going to go 2, 4, right? Envision your block of 4. So 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. And then 2, 4. Now this is where you have a finger stretch. You're going to drop that one down. 1, 2, always stays on the same fret. 2, 4. Right? And then there's your root. So there's a couple different ways you can play this. You can do the finger stretch, or you can shift your whole hand up 1 fret and play 1, 3, 4, 1, 3. Right? So here's one way to do it. 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. Right? And always bring it all the way down and back up. Or you can play it like this. Goes with your C major chord. All right, so you have that scale diagram there. Use that to inform your practice, and it's just like how we learned the first one. So this is just another shape, a different way to play it, and then, like I said, there's 3 or 4 more that we'll use in the next unit. They're all very useful and important to learn because they help you map out the neck of your guitar. We are unlocking the potential of all of these notes. It's like a math equation. It's like a grid. It's very cool. There's lots of different patterns, and you'll start to notice those when you practice these scales. That's the second major scale shape that we're going to learn. Now let's learn a pentatonic scale shape. So earlier we learned the E minor pentatonic where we go open 3, open 2. Right? It's basically the same shape, but now we're doing it in position playing. So find your block of 4. And here's the scale shape, right? It's 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 4. Okay, now you'll see down here I have minor root and major root. Now here's the trick. Let's find a note or a key to play this in. Let's stick with G since we've been on that. We're gonna play a G minor pentatonic scale. So look at that minor root. The root of your scale is G, and you're gonna play a minor pentatonic scale. So let's put our first finger on G, then we just follow that pattern. 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 4, 4, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1. Trying to focus on singing and playing at the same time. It's kind of tricky. So that's a minor pentatonic scale when you start with the root on your first finger. Okay, now to play a major pentatonic scale, it's the same shape, the same block of 4, but the root is going to be on your fourth finger instead of your first finger. It says major root right here. Okay, so let's play a C major pentatonic scale. So we're going to find our root, which is the note C, which we know is right here. Okay, put your pinky right there. And now this is your starting point because you want to play a major pentatonic scale. If you start with your first finger, it's minor. If you start with your fourth finger, it's major. So fourth finger on C, and we go 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 4, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 4. Okay, so that's a major pentatonic scale. Minor, or like a C minor, then you would move your root to C on the first finger. C major, you would move your root to the pinky. Now, in the same sense, a C major pentatonic scale is also the same thing as an A minor pentatonic scale. You just change the root and use the same shape. Right? It's the same scale, but the root is different. And if you start on your pinky, once again, if you start on your fourth finger, use that shape. That's going to be a major pentatonic scale. Starting on your first finger, it's going to be a minor pentatonic scale. Okay. Now, once you get the hang of these scales and you practice them until you don't really have to think about them anymore, there's some different, more advanced ways to practice scales that I'll probably teach in the next unit. For now, if you can run them up and down. And also, one thing I almost forgot is play your arpeggios with the scale too, right? So if we go back and look at major shape 2, you see the root, the third, the fifth, then we have the seventh, the root, the third, the fifth. That's your arpeggio. Those are the notes that make up the chord, and that's going to sound like this. 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1. And of course, when I'm talking about these numbers, the root is 1, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. 8 is the same as 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so to play the arpeggio, you go 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1. Okay? Now, there's a little bit more about arpeggios on the first major scale video. So like I said, if you're struggling with this, go check out that first one and get the hang of that first before you start adding more scale shapes to your repertoire. Get the handle on that first one. It's the easiest to play, and you know, just the first step. So do the first step first. Practice tip. All right. Now, I showed you all 3 of these scales. We got the first major that we learned, then we got this major shape 2 that we just learned with this unit, and then we got this pentatonic. This is a movable pentatonic, just like these movable scales. So you can move that shape anywhere. Okay? And wherever the root is, that's the key that you're in. All right. So I made some jam tracks so you can practice playing with these scales and making your own melodies, or what we call improvising. And I'm just going to demonstrate over one of the jam tracks how you might do that. So let's go find a jam track. All right, so here's a C major scale jam track. I'm going to play that and I'm going to play along with it. And I'm just going to use notes in my C major scale in that second shape that we learned and play whatever comes to mind. And I'm just going to try to feel the beat and play something that makes sense. Again, I've talked about this before, but when you're improvising, think about saying a sentence and then letting it sit. Just like how I have periods at the end of my sentences and how I have these pauses. If I take a long pause, it builds a little bit more tension, right? So don't be afraid to take pauses and just play a sentence or a musical idea, something like this. Right? And I would use the arpeggio and the scale. Practice switching between the two, okay? All right, so I'll start out with just the scale. Right? Oh, that one seemed a little bit short. Not sure why. Anyway, so here's another one. This would be D major or B minor. So you can use your major scale, or you can use your minor pentatonic scale, or you can use your major pentatonic scale. Whichever one of those three that you choose. And just remember the difference between major and minor pentatonic is just whether you play the root with your first finger or with your fourth finger, right? So let's do this G minor, B flat major pentatonic, and I'm gonna play a B flat major pentatonic scale and jam along with this one. B flat major. Okay, and it goes for a while, so you can really jam on it. Now I'm going to use a B flat major scale. It's going to be right here. Okay, now let me pause that. You're not gonna sound like that right away. I've been doing this for quite a few years. I put a lot of practice into it, but remember, speed comes from accuracy. Just play a simple idea and just let it sit. That's perfectly fine. Right? Anything simple like that. You can even boil it down to just playing 2 strings at a time. Whatever you want to do, or 1 string at a time. So yeah, there's how you jam using these new scales, and that's the best way to really get the sound of them in your ear and really get experience with them. So obviously the steps before this are to get very comfortable playing those scales so that what's in your head can come out on your guitar using the notes of those scales when you jam along with these tracks. All right, so yeah, and then just one last thing to remember. Like that one, it said G minor or B flat major. That means you can use G minor pentatonic, you can use B flat major pentatonic, or you can use your B flat major scale. 3 different options for you. I would try them all. Alrighty, I think that's it for the scales video. Let me double check here, make sure I didn't forget anything. Yeah, that's it. So, happy plucking, and I wish you guys luck with these scales. Make sure you spend some practice time on them. It'll pay dividends in the long run, and it really is the foundation for understanding music. Not just how to play guitar, but how to create and how to really understand music. So, happy plucking, catch you in the next one.